It seems to me to support the recommendations of the Rockefeller report. It indicates that the Russians have rocket engines of very great thrust and probably of greater thrust than we have at the moment.
It's an embarrassment to my profession. I got to tell you, the dark side of Henry Kissinger is very, very dark.
And you mentioned, David, Henry Kissinger, and I think he first was noticed by the Rockefeller family after he wrote a very erudite work on nuclear weapons and nuclear war back in the late 1950s.
Nuclear weapons and foreign policy.
Right.
Yes.
It was then published, and from that time on, he became pretty close to the Rockefeller family.
Well, he did. I was so impressed by him that I introduced him to my brother Nelson, who was then governor in New York and was then considering seeking the presidency of the United States. They became great friends, and actually Henry became Nelson's foreign policy advisor as long as he was in public life, and I think is one of the remarkable international statesmen in the world today. Even 30 years after he was Secretary of State, he is still asked by heads of state when he travels the world for his advice.
Mm-hmm.
The belief of the Rockefeller Group is that we have to go into production on bombers at the same time that we build up our missile force.
As Rockefeller campaigned for the Republican presidential nomination of 1968, Kissinger's aspirations moved beyond academia to the seat of political power in Washington.
Henry Kissinger, which really opened my eyes. I wasn't accepted to the seminar, but I sat in. I think he let me in because I was German. And it was relatively shortly after the war. There were not too many Germans here. And this created a friendship which has endured until today. And Henry has been several times in Davos.
President Xi's speech was of fundamental significance. It laid out a concept for globalization in the construction of an international order.
Of how we can really create, I would say, a new world order. I feel that we should be very grateful to you, Henry. I would like to thank you very much. I would like to thank you personally also for the 50-year-long mentorship and all the advice you have given me. Thank you, and we appreciate it very much. Please join me.